Freedom means so much to me. I never would have thought how powerful and how much, just possessing myself meant to me until it was taken away from me. And I can only describe it like this. See, the prison wire couldn't deflect my view of these beautiful cranes gliding so softly through the air. They were captured in a serene atmosphere of colors, reflected by the sun flares. The scene penetrated my broken soul that long ago forgot how to care. But its significance was staggering to my soul, because all I could do was just sit back and stare. Because it was freedom, outlined on the brilliance that only nature can display, flowing on the breeze of time as ancient as the shackles and prison blues that are. What's up, fam? It's JD with Redemption Kings. And today, man, I just want to talk about, everyday prison life. Now it's a lot of people in prison that deserve to be there, man. You got a lot of people that have done some real heinous, some heinous bad junk. I'm talking about, and you see these dudes in prison and you don't look like it. They don't look like it. They talk to you nice. The character, they probably been in prison 10, 15 years. The character didn't change. They're not the same person. But when you hear about some of the things that these dudes have done, it surprised you. I got surprised so many times in prison. I met one of my partners. I ain't gonna put his name out there. He really wasn't a partner because, he was a friend of another friend. So, when I got cut into him, it was like, man, what's up, JD? And I'm like, what's happening, Raw? And we just went to talking. And so, I'm looking at the dude. I'm like, okay, this dude, he had a good position in prison. I think he was like an educational aide. Not there, you need to go out. You get to go on a rec yard anytime you want. When they throw big things for the inmates like watermelon and stuff, you get first dibs on everything. And this dude used to play basketball with us. And I was like, man, dude, straight up, he good people. You know what I'm saying? My dog used to vibe with him. So one day I asked my partner, I said, man, what's up with Pop? What's up with partner right there? You know what I'm saying? How long y'all been kicking it? And he said, man, listen. He said, man, me and this dude been knowing each other for the last 10 years. And I'm like, yeah. He was like, yeah, man. I said, well, how y'all met? And so my partner gave me the lowdown on the dude. He said, listen, man. He said, man, the dude is a bandit. I'm like, what you mean bandit? He was like, man, dude, a booty bandit. I said, no, man, this dude ain't no booty bandit, man. Not the way he presented himself. He said, man, listen, just watch him. You know what I'm saying? He be at these little young white boys. So I'm like, nah, man, you playing. You feel me? And so I watched the dude, man. Sure enough, you know what I'm saying? He at these little young white boys, and he catching them. So I asked my dog, I'm like, man, why you even affiliate with a dude like that if you know he get down like that? He said, man, because the dude saved my life when I was a jet. And I was like, well, how he saved your life? So my dog fell up at a camp, something to CI when he was younger. He had to be about 15. I was 16 when I fell, but he was 15 at the jet camp. And so it was a couple dudes on the pound, you know what I'm saying, that was swingers. These dudes here had money, they had influence, and they was inmates. And they had my partner, he Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? And he don't even play, but he Puerto Rican. You know the Puerto Rican, he was a pretty boy. And so dude took a liking to him. Now, my partner told me, man, I don't know if this dude sized me or trying me, but a lot of his other partners that were around him like, man, why you rapping with this dude? Because the dude was trying to get him canteen. He was trying to do all this stuff until he found out that my partner really wasn't with that and that he would get in the paint with anybody. You feel me? And so the dude, instead of trying him like that, he became his friend. And so, and that's a thin line there to me. You feel me? But it was a couple other dudes on the pine that was trying to, corner my partner off. And when the dude seen it, he told my partner, he said, listen, he said, you know how I get down, man. You feel me? Them dudes worse than me. He said, man, don't let them dudes come around you. Don't let them talk to you. Don't let them do nothing that. Step down on them dudes off rip or they're going to take advantage of it. You feel me? So to my partner, that was like, man, you putting skin on, you put me up on myself. You feel what I'm saying? So, he did what the dude told him. He off real, he let the dude know, hey man, you know what I'm saying, y'all come at me this way, I'm pulling out knives. And so the dudes left him alone. Plus the dude who was his friend, who had just became his friend, had influence, because birds of a feather flock together. They know who this dude was, and they know how he got down. So years later, me and my partner talking, and he telling me about the dude. So I'm like, man, what the dude in here for? So my partner said, man, you ain't gonna believe what this dude in here for. And I'm like, man, what you mean I won't believe it? All these dudes up here I met a dude that killed his whole family with an axe. You feel me? So I ain't surprised about nothing that I hear going on in the chain gang. You feel me? So he said, listen, man, the dude, him and his partners, they was robbers on the street. And one day, they went and they robbed a whole volleyball team. Now, this was in North Florida, y'all. I ain't gonna give y'all the near date. I should, but this dude was in North Florida. This is North Florida. Let's say in Tallahassee, in one of the little campuses. So he so-called robbed the volleyball team. Now he had about 3 people with him. Now check this out, man. This here gonna trip y'all out. Now he got about 3 people with him. They go in there and they stand up. And everybody in the house sleep. This was one part of the time. Everybody in the house sleep. So when they go in there, you know what I'm saying, they go room to room, waking everybody up, waking all the girls up, waking them up. You know what I'm saying? Pulling them out in the center of the little, I don't know if they was at an Airbnb or what, in the center of the, what did you tell me? He said they pulled them out in the living room, yeah. And so you got like 15, 20 girls in the living room, right? And then you got the head volleyball coach, and you got another dude that was with him there too. So guess what these dudes do? One by one, they start raping the girls. Yeah. One by one, they start raping the girls. And then the dude, I think he was married or he was girlfriend to the coach. They raped her too. Got her too. You understand what I'm saying? I was like, when he was telling me that, my mouth, y'all, and this from line to flying, my mouth was slowly falling over like, are you serious? He was like, yeah, man, they stuck them all up. And how they get caught? These dudes was nutting the girls. Yeah, I'm just being blunt with y'all. You know what I'm saying? These dudes was just and man, all of them got caught. All of them got caught. DNA. Gave them boys 1,000 years. You know what I'm saying? Not literally, but you know what I'm saying. Life sentence is 1,000 years. You ain't dying or waking up for that. And one of the dude that he was telling me about, his people had money. His people had money. They got him a lawyer, all that stuff, to try to get him out. But it ain't no getting by no DNA when it's yours and inside a girl. You feel me? So I was like, dang, but you couldn't have told me that. You know what I'm saying? So he like, yeah, man, this dude, they went in there to rob, found all these girls in there, and they raped them. You know what I'm saying? Straight debauchery. So now it made me look at this dude in a whole new light. You feel me? So I'm looking at this dude. I'm like, man, what's up? And he be like, man, what's happening? He can see it in my eyes that my partner spilled the beans. So I'm like, man, God dang, man, you did some crazy stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? But there's some people in there that did a lot of crazy stuff that you wouldn't put past. You would see these dudes' character in them, and they be one person, but you never know the things that they've been through, the things that they done done. You feel what I'm saying? I had one partner as well, and this dude here, I hung around every day. I hung around him every day, and this was I ain't gonna say he's my closest friend, but man, anything I needed done, paper, because the dude was smart, white boy, super smart. Anything I need done, written up, whatever, you know what I'm saying, legal work, study, he got me. I shoot him something. Hey man, here, I'm gonna shoot you $10, $15, man. You know what I'm saying? Look this up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do this for you, man. Make sure this happen for me. And dude was on point. He was smart. But guess what? He got locked up when he was about 17 too. You know what I'm saying? Somehow, all of us who had them life sentences and we had been dying that long, you feel me? We flocked together sometime because we was chained. Now this dude, I know he was chained. I watched. He was in a dorm with me for about 10 years and I watched him. every day he did the same thing, but it was something kind of off about my partner. You know what I'm saying? There was something kind of off about him. And you know, he was real, how can I say it? You know, he was real serious about everything that he did. You know, he didn't like to make mistakes. That's why when I came to him and I gave him something, he was always punctual about how he did things. You know, and one day I asked him, I'm like, man, Robert, you know, what you down for? And he was like, man, listen, man, I made one of the biggest mistakes of my life. He told me, he said, listen, man, I had I had a girlfriend. Me and her was close. You feel me? My mind wasn't where it was. Dude had tried to, you know, cut his wrist. He tried to kill himself when he was younger. You know what I'm saying? His parents had, you know what I'm saying, split up. Daddy died. You know what I'm saying? Mama ended up leaving. You feel what I'm saying? He was out there on his own. Only thing he had was his relatives. You know, in the prison, man, the dude, you know, every dime that he got, every little hustle that they got, like the little $15, he was like, man, can you send it to me? Hey, you have your people send it to me. And I'm like, yeah, I have them send it to you. You know what I'm saying? Everything that he got, he saved. You feel what I'm saying? If he got some canteen, man, my partner keep canteen in his locker for like, he keep a honey bun in there until it damn near expire. Because he be like, man, I'm not going to eat it until I need to eat it. You know, other than that, I'm going to eat what I got. That's how punctual he was. You know, and I used to say, you know, we are the suburbs of our experiences, y'all. You know what I'm saying? The way we act right now is because of the experiences that we didn't had in the past. Either we act the best we can right now and give ourselves the best chance because of what we'd have been through in the past. You know what I'm saying? Or we living in our mess right now. You feel me? So my dog told me, he said, man, listen, I had a girlfriend, man. I was crazy about her. You know, I was crazy in love with her. You feel me? And, you know, a lot of people in my life had wrote me off. You know what I'm saying? I had first finally discovered what I thought was love. And he said the girl broke it off with him and it snapped him. And when she broke it off with him, I guess they got into some kind of argument and what he ended up choking her to death. I mean, literally choking this girl to death. And when I'm looking at him as he telling me this here, I can see the sorrow in his eyes, y'all. I can see the regret, the pain in his eyes, man. You know, the choices that he made that he wish he could take back. You know, my thoughts, he's still fighting his case. You know, and I know this dude is not the same 17-year-old he was in the past. You know, but listen, you know, it's a lot of things and a lot of decisions that a lot of people make out here that they wish they can take back. You got a lot of people out here in society right now that still making stupid mistakes that they wish they could take back. And every time I check out my partner, man, I look at him, and when I was in prison, I used to be like, good God, man, it's a lot of dudes in here that just, they stuck. They stuck in the decisions that they made, man. And some of these decisions was hellified, you feel me? Because life changed after that. You know, not just for them, but for the victim of the family as well. You know, and I look at that situation, I'm like, man, where is God at in all of this? You know, and I came to a conclusion, y'all, even in my situation, you know what I'm saying? Because a man lost his life in my situation horrifically. You feel me? I wasn't a trigger man in it, but, you know, a dude got shot 7 times, you know what I'm saying, for nothing, you know? And we don't think about that when we doing this stuff. The only thing we think about is the selfishness of it, what I'm going to get and all this other stuff. You know, we never think about it until you get behind closed doors. So the devil never, you know, show you what's behind the picture. He always dangle the pretty things in front of your face until it's gone, man. And when it's gone, you left with the bag. And you trying to figure out, man, how I got this bag, man. What was my mind at? You know what I'm saying? Why did I do the things that I do? Or the things that I did to put myself in a situation like this here? See, I'm going to give it to y'all raw and uncut. You know, because that's what Redemption Kings is. In order for you to understand how to be redeemed, you know what I'm saying, you got to take full responsibility for your actions and your choices. Because your actions and your choices count. There's no way around it. You know, If you're going to be a man, you're going to be a man. That's why I used to tell dudes in prison, man, listen, you did the time, man. You did the crime. You know what I'm saying? Don't cry about the time right now. You know what I'm saying? Now, if your mind had changed and you done redeemed it, you know what I'm saying? Maybe God will give you another opportunity. You feel me? Just like me. Maybe God will give me another opportunity. And he did. You know what I'm saying? But I'm making strive with the opportunity that he gave me. And that's the reason why he gave it to me. I got 2 co-defendants that's still locked up. You know what? I love my brothers because the devil tricked both of us. He tricked all of us, really. You know. But when I look at my partner, man, you know, I done seen him in depressive moments. You know, and he had to climb up out of it. You know, it been times where he didn't talk to nobody for like a couple of weeks. You know what I'm saying? He had to redeem himself from it. You know, and I go over there and I holler at him, man, what's up, man? What kind of funk you in right now, man? Get up out of it, because emotions is like a coat. You can take an emotion. You learn this in prison. You can take an emotion and put it on, and you can take it off. Because within a day in life of an inmate, you wake up with all kind of depressive spirits around you, all kind of emotions going on in your mind, you know, and you got to die to it. You know, you got to die to it. That's why I kept reading my Bible. I kept saying, hey, listen, damn it, every day you got to die to self, because in self, I'm messed up. In self, and the things that I know, I'm messed up. And all these dudes, these good dudes that you see in there, you feel what I'm saying? These good dudes, these good dudes that you see in prison, you know what I'm saying? When you look at their past, you like, it's a thin line between being good and being, you know what I'm saying, just straight up evil. You feel me? It's some dudes that I know, man, that used to put babies in microwaves, you know what I'm saying, just to get a dude to give up the money. You feel me? And they in there right now, they eating Cheerios and, you know what I'm saying, they eating soups and chips. And the people that they, you know, victimized, they dead and gone, family traumatized. You know what I'm saying? So it also lets you look at life. You know, man, life is precious, but at the same time, you know what I'm saying, God give you the ability to live this life, because it's people that'll hurt you and take you out anytime they see fit. You know, even the officers in there know that. Even the officers that's in prison right now know exactly what I'm talking about, because every day they go in that gate, they can never come out again. Just like an inmate, every time he go to prison, that don't mean that you finna do your time and just come straight out. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna have war wounds all around you. You feel me? And you're gonna have to deal with that. You gotta deal with it. You know, what helped me the most in my situation, y'all, is that I came to an understanding that, you know, God was real, faith was real, you know, and then I had to change. If I didn't change, even if I stayed in prison, I was going to die, and I was going to die unhappy. I was going to die personally unloved because of my choices that I made. Because sometimes, man, you can get so depressed because of the choices that you made, because you don't know how to get out of them. Listen, man, this is a call to arms, not just in prison, but out here, because out here is a mental fight as well. You know, and those that want to be redeemed, those that want to be kings of themselves, the ones that make it. Not the people that got the big money, because they hanging themselves too, in prison and out here. You feel me? So the siren call is for those who got that strength on the inside, that faith on the inside, that's been introduced to God. And God has told them, listen, man, you know, by knowing me, I'm going to help you control you. I'm going to help you make the right decisions, the right choices, and stick with them. Absolutely, y'all. So listen, when you bottom out, you know that it's people in a worse position than you are. When you about to make that bad choice and decision, know it's people that have made it before you and they facing the consequences of it. It should give you a good recollection on how you should start moving and how you should not move. You feel me? Y'all, this JDI, Redemption Kings. Please comment, like, and subscribe on the show. You feel me? Peace.